Stroke wasn't something that I was like, oh yeah, that's coming for me around the corner. I was at the gym and I'd just gone for a jog. I got off the treadmill and I was just having a sip of water, and then it just hit me. I had this blinding pain. It was just so intense. I lost all vision. I couldn't see anything. Everything went white. And then when I finally got my vision back, I couldn't understand anything. I couldn't comprehend anything. It was intense. I'd never felt anything like it before in my life, so I had nothing to compare it to. I got a cab home and thought maybe this is a migraine. I'd never had a migraine before. Took a few painkillers and went to sleep. When I got up, I couldn't talk. I was trying to talk and it was coming out like slurs, and I couldn't stand properly, and the pain was still there, like right behind my eyes. And her and my other flatmate got me in the car and drove me to RPA pretty much straight away, which was, you know, really great on their part. When you're a purple-haired person from Newtown that gets dragged into the emergency ward and you're having these symptoms, they don't, you know, I was 23 at the time, they're not thinking stroke, they're thinking these other things that I couldn't communicate, that I wasn't, you know, doing, wasn't involved in. It was probably almost 24 hours that it took for them to diagnose that I'd had a stroke, and it wasn't until they did an MRI that they saw my brain and that there was unusual shading on my brain. They call it a TIA, which is, you know, like the family-friendly term is a mini stroke, which makes it sound fun. It's like a fun-sized stroke, but no stroke's a fun size, as I quickly learnt. You know, you're in the stroke ward, and I was the youngest person there by a good, like, you know, 40 years. Being in the stroke ward like that, it was kind of terrifying. Drawing and writing have always been really important things to me, and so I had a lot of, obviously, free time. Being in a stroke ward, not much to do, and I couldn't draw and I couldn't write, and like taking those two things away from me were absolutely devastating and terrifying. I remember that, like, the first time when I could get round to writing again, actually being able to do it, the first thing I did was write a will, and that was a pretty strange moment for me. And it's just not something you think about, having to write a will, you know, in your 20s. More women die of stroke than breast cancer, more men die of stroke than prostate cancer. It's just like, this thing is massive. This thing is killing a bunch of people. It's affecting a bunch of people. Everybody knows someone affected by a stroke, and there's just no awareness out there about it because stroke isn't sexy. Things don't need to be sexy. Sometimes they just need to be really crucially, vitally important, and stroke awareness is so important. I kind of deal with everything through humour, so I'm like, you know, jokes before strokes.